on this best skeleton made bull within the class. The bull that comes next is a bull that does get out, and he still gets out and goes really good. He gets a little more inverted as far as his shoulder blade compared to the bull that wins. Big top, big hip, massive made bull. Neck comes up high out of those blades. He's good up out of that jaw line. Still maintains a lot of mass through the center part of his body. But for me, when I evaluate him to our class winner, I think he gets a little more upright in that shoulder. Maybe it's just the way he handles his hock when you set him into motion. And we're critiquing because, guys, these are three outstanding bulls. But to me, I just read him as maybe just I want to change him just a little bit more in his skeleton design as compared to our lead bull. The bull that comes in next, here's a striking bull, a bull that provides us with some unique features. Big top, big hip type of a guy, still really neat through his neck and chest. Young man gets him planted, and this bull gives you an intriguing look from side. I just need to change him out of that shoulder blade and the way he comes into that knee and the way it hits the ground. Maybe just to change a few things, the way his hind leg drives into the ground. But boy, this is a square hip, big top, big hip bull. Now, if you're looking for something that might need to change as far as your uniqueness of looks and uniqueness of features, here's a guy you can land on. But for me, there's just a few structural things that I'd like to change about him. 3 high-quality bulls. My compliments to those exhibitors. I just settled on the one I thought was the most complete soundness and best structurally designed bull of that trio.
Thank you, Lydell. First place did go to 6323 GMC Aerosmith G171X for Grassmaster Cattle, Chamberlain, South Dakota. In second, it was entry 6322 ILC Northern Dude for Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Your third place winner was 6321 AZP Curious Gorgeous George 08Z for Austin Petto, Vernon, Connecticut. We'll now be bringing our first and second place winners in for the selection of percentage Summer Bull Calf Champion and Reserve.
Well, out here for our first division at, boy, here, 2 really nice classes, high-quality bulls at the young lady's July bull here. A lot of performance within this guy here, no doubt. Big top and big hip, and still maintains a lot of center dimension as far as his rib cage is designed. For me, just like in that last class here, get a little nitpicky. We could probably change him out of that lower base of that shoulder back into that knee ever so slightly, especially compared to the bull that wins that next class. And the bull that wins that next class, there we jumped out there and we took a bull that we gave up just a little bit of that power as he stands today for me to just get that ideal skeleton design. And with that bull still, man, he's good in the way that shoulder blends into that forerib. He's really sharp about that head and neck and his jawline. And a bull that still, in relation to his frame, his growth pattern, and his age, I think a bull that still maintains enough muscle shape down his top and up out of his hip. He's just simply so well balanced that for me, just a high quality individual, even though within this particular division, he did give up some overall power and raw performance. And sometimes that's some give and take. And you got to decide what you want to kind of get as far as where you're going to put your emphasis on the right skeleton design, or do you need a shot more power? Out here in this division, that I think it gets awfully close. That I'm going to give them another good look. Let's give these guys a nice round of applause, and we'll pick you a pair of champions.
Congratulations for your division winner, going to GMC Aerosmith G171X for Grassmaster Cattle, Chamberlain, South Dakota. Your reserve division winner is entry 6319 SAG Gator for G Squared Livestock, Callahan, Colorado. We'll now be bringing our Class 203A late spring bull calves into the ring. This is a split class, so they are all born in April of 2019.
Once again, a really nice class here. Good set of pair of bulls here on top end. I think complement each other. The bull that's going to lead off, I think he's the combination bull, look, style, and balance, and power and soundness. Bull that gets out and moves extremely nice. The bull that's got some added length of body and some length of hip. His extension up through his front end, and I think that's where he has an advantage for me over the second place bull is through his head and his neck. He's just got more extension. He's cleaner about his chest floor. Bull that's got an ample amount of shape down his top and up out of his hip. For me, if I'm going to change him, I could hook him up just right in behind those blades a little stronger and better, but I think that bull there offers a lot of look, style, and balance with some added soundness. Bull that comes in second is a deep four-rib bull. It's got a lot of spring to that lower rib cage, still maintains some foot size and some bone structure about him. He's got some shape down his top. He's probably just a little flatter in that lower stifle edge compared to that lead-off bull. Gets just a little bit plainer about his chest and his head and his neck, but as far as quality and his balance in the lower one-third of his body, I think that's a good bull you can surface too. Young lady's third place bull here, giving her a little bit of a timeout here. Bull that he's been on the concrete long enough and he's wanting to run and play. A bull that, once again, he's got some shape down his top and up out of his hip. He's got some added dimension through the center part of his body. Bull that just gets a little short and steeper and lower in those pins and maybe wants to tuck himself up underneath him. Doesn't bounce up quite as well from his hook bones back as those bulls that are right in front of him. Still a bull that's got some good chest floor about him, some added width of skeleton. Just want to change him from his hook bones back. Young lady's black bull coming in next is one that I think just needs a little more time to develop. Within this class of contemporaries, he just gets a little flatter in his muscle design, his muscle shape. Maybe gets a little tighter in that four.
Rattle. Third was 6330 STC Hammerhead for Mallory Link, Kiowa, Colorado. In fourth was 6331 MRG Gandalf for Siegel Sunset Ranch, Cadott, Wisconsin. And in fifth place was 6333 Bruno Farms Hell Yeah for Bruno Farms, Springfield, Illinois. Entering the ring is our second class of spring yearling bull calves, all born in April 2019, class 203B.
Another really good group of bulls here at some give and take here on the top end, and no doubt for me, just kind of sticking true to where we started here in this bull show. The bull that's going to lead, just like the bull that wins that first division, he gives up some power and dimension, no doubt. But where this bull blows this class away is when you set him into motion. This bull balances up extremely well. He's so good in the angulation of that shoulder and the way his knee comes out of that chest floor and the way it hits on into the ground. A bull that I still think, in relation to his, his freshness of his condition at this stage of his life, he's still got to maintain some shape down that top and up out of his hip. He's still good enough on that lower turn to that lower part of his rib cage. But, you evaluate this guy in this class when you set him into motion. Man, this guy, he'll catch your eye. I mean, he balances up good. He rocks that hip back in the way he's supposed to, gets out and just flows off of both ends extremely well. And Bull still maintains some good look. He's good about his chest floor and his head and his neck, but yet I know he gives up some power to the bulls that go 2 and 3, but I think from a structural integrity standpoint, he's the place we got to start off with. And here's a powerhouse bull, and no doubt, and a bull that comes in second, that's presented at a high level here, no doubt as well. But for me, big top and big hip bulls, bold through the center part of his body. Got to change that shoulder in him. We got the way it comes down to that knee. Probably for me, the biggest part is just on those hind legs. We got to set some angulation and get a little more flex in that rear hock when you set him in motion. But no doubt, with this bull on the standstill, he's a striking individual with some added length of body, length of hip, and some sheer real power. But I just can't get him around that lead bull for me from that soundness standpoint. The same thing goes for the young lady's bull here coming in third. A bull that's got some added power and dimension. He wants to come up just a tad bit short and get a little more uncoordinated off of that back end. Him too, we want to rock that shoulder blade back into him a little bit more. He comes out and pushes that knee a little bit more as far as being perpendicular to the ground. But man, he offers a lot of unique features, no doubt. He's cool neck. He's good in that fore rib back into that rear flank, and he's got a lot of turn to that lower part of that rib cage. But for me, just to get him around those bulls right in front of him, he gives up too much length of that bull that goes second. But just from a soundness standpoint, I can't get him around our lead bull as well. Young lady's bull that coming in fourth is once again, probably a bull that's still good at the ground. He just gives up a little bit too much for me as far as class and eye appeal. Gets a little flatter from hooks to pins and roll out of those lower part of his pins. I think this bull's best days are yet to come. I think a bull that still got some added look, style, and balance. For me, he just gives up too much as far as overall dimension of those bulls right in front of him. But to me, one that still got some added quality as far as the skeleton design.
Thank you, Lydell. First place was 6328 WBL Grant, 99G for West Bijou Ranch, Kiowa, Colorado. In second was 6324 ESR Quid Pro Quo for Shea Esser, Bloomington, Wisconsin. In third was 6326 General Score GE08 for Sierra Score, Williston, North Dakota. And in fourth was 6318 WDL Quid Pro Quo for W Diamond Livestock, Roswell, New Mexico. Now entering the ring will be our Spring Bull calves, Class 204, all calved in March of 2019.
Another really nice class here. Nice duo here of bulls here on the top end. I think two bulls that are, I think they got some similar qualities, but yet are kind of a little bit different, all in the same. Bull that hits you pretty hard, especially on the move, is the one that leads off. Here's a bull that's got that added, chiseled kind of look about him. I like how he's designed, especially when you set him into motion. He's great at the ground. I think, you start to try to pick him apart from that standpoint, and I think you're going to struggle. Bull's got some added shape over that loin edge and up out of that hip. He's still good enough in that fore rib back into that rear flank. I like the condition he comes at us today. I think when you set these two lead bulls into motion, just from a balance standpoint, and I love watching and studying these cattle, how they balance up on the move, because that tells you a lot about their skeletal design. And the lead bull, I think that's where he really beats this bull here in second. Now, this bull here in second, I make no bones about it. I like this guy quite well. He has a tremendous amount of reach off of both ends. Now, this guy from the side, he might fool you just a little bit, because you might think a bull this long bodied and that long hip, maybe he's a little flatter, maybe a little narrow. You get behind him, man, he explodes back. He's got a big hip. He's wide out his spins. He carries it down low. He's bowled awfully good right through that center part of that rib cage. He's still, me, just like the bull lead up, we could hook him up just a smidgen better in that shoulder back into that forerib. But for me, compared to that lead bull, I want to take that tail head, bring it back down into his body cavity a little bit more. He gets just a little bit more outside of himself and his skeleton when you set him in motion compared to the bull that leads off. That's a nice pair of bulls to lead off. Long body, long hip bull with a lot of growth and performance, I think, and that's something you're going to settle on. Here's a bull for you, a bull that's good chested, good neck. I love the added length and length of hip, and still really good at the ground. This one gets out and goes really nice. Compared to those two lead bulls, he's just a little one-dimensional. He doesn't have that extra turn to that loin edge. He doesn't have quite that expansiveness in that lower part of that stifle, but still a bull that balances up well. It's got some added length and extension and some look. To me, he just doesn't have quite that flare of muscle to go on top of that nice skeleton design as our two lead bulls. The bull that comes in next is a bull that's just a little greener in his design. In this particular class, here's a bull that's got some class. He's got some eye appeal. He's good in his lines. He's good at the ground. He just doesn't have that internal dimension and overall body capacity to run with those three bulls right in front of him today, but still a bull that adds some added quality as far as skeleton design and added look.
First place did go to 6336 HSR Mama Next Gen for Haley Hudlow, Fayetteville, Arkansas. In second was 6334 AVR Paymaster for Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. In third was 6337 DR General Patton 914G for Madeline Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. And in fourth was 6335 ILC Kingman for Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. In the ring is a single entry Junior Bull calf, calved in January of 2019.
Hey, here's another really nice single entry bull here. The young lady brings us at, once again, kind of fits the mold. Here's a bull, maybe doesn't just blow you away in any one area, but he's good. He's square, he travels, he gets around really nice. Maybe, gets out and covers those tracks. Bull is flat shouldered. He's got some shape down that top. He's got enough shape when you get in behind him. Bounces up pretty good from his chest floor back in that rear flank. Bull just, for me, just a good complete bull. We'll give him a little closer evaluation when we get out here for our division, but just a high quality individual to represent this class.
Thank you, Lydell. 6338 did win our Junior Bull Calf class. WDL impeached this 918G 4W Diamond Livestock, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll now be bringing our first and second place class winners in for the selection of Junior Bull Calf Champion and Reserve.
Well, folks, an awfully good division here in our Percentage Bull show. Let's give these exhibitors a nice round of applause on an awesome set of bulls. Really pleasing we get these four class winners out here. We had some real good quality within each one of these classes, and of course single entry here in that last class. But the bull that wins that first class bull, ultra long bodied, a long hip bull, it still gets out and goes extremely well. Got some flex in that skeleton. With that, a little bit of added length probably in this lineup. It works a little bit to his disadvantage. He gives up a little bit right in that forerib and just wants to kind of break right in behind him, shoulders ever so slightly. But I think as time and maturity goes on and a little bit of body condition, I think that's going to fix that self, because I sure like this guy. I think he's got a lot of the right parts and pieces, and with some added look and style that I think this bull's best days are yet to come. Maybe just comes at us a little bit today, just a little bit more awkward, maybe just a little, not quite pulling it quite all together. But guys, I do think that one's an awfully good one. Bull that wins that next class was a bull that within a class gave up a little bit of power, but we stuck true to our guns, and we got a bull that I think balances up extremely well on the move. He's still sound, he's athletic, but yet he still adds some style and some balance and maintains enough power and muscle. He gets a little outpowered from that regard on two bulls on either side of him, but I think a bull you got to admire from a structural integrity standpoint. Bull that wins that next class, there's a really good pair of bulls in that particular class. This guy here separated himself when you set him into motion as well. He balances up so good on the move. He's so great at the ground, and the way he squares his foot size matches his bone. He's still good about his chest and his neck. And a bull that it's got that masculine look in relation to his age, but yet I really like the body condition he comes at us today as well. Big top, got a big old loin in him, comes down and then carries that rate really good down into that lower stifle. Bull that combines look, style, and balance with some added athleticism. Bull that wins that last class is a bull, we talked about him real quick, just a bull that's just a no-nonsense bull. A bull that's got a lot of quality, some depth, maybe doesn't have that extra flair and pop as far as muscle shape as a couple bulls in this particular lineup, but you like him from the ground up. He's square off of both ends, still maintains some look, maybe just in this particular lineup just gives up a little bit of that power as far as true raw muscle shape, but still a high quality individual, bull that can sure do some good. Folks, let's give him another round of applause and we'll pick you a pair of champions.
Congratulations, 6336 HSR Mama Next Gen for Haley Hudlow, Fayetteville, Arkansas, is your junior bull calf champion. Your reserve division winner, also from that same class, entry 6334, AVRP Master for Archer Valley Branch, Priest River, Idaho. We do have a single entry in our senior bull calf class division today, 6340, born September 28th of 18. This calf will be an automatic senior bull calf champion.
Folks, a single entry within this particular division, an automatic division champion, and boy, here's a bull well deserving of it. No doubt, here's a bull that could sure withstand a tremendous amount of competition. A lot like we've talked about in those other divisions. Good at the ground. Bull still gets out, moves, got some flex off of both ends. Angle of that shoulder sits rocks back into that nice 45-degree angle. Bull is bold right in behind him blades, and the way he carries and handles that hip loin juncture explodes down into an explosive stifle. But still, I like the body condition in relation to his age that he comes at us today. He still bounces up good enough, and that chest forward back into that rear flank. High quality individual to be our division champion.
Percentage Senior Bull Calf champion is 6340. SFR CSF Signal for Fanning Cattle Company, Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Coming into the ring again is another single entry and also an automatic Summer Yearling Bull Division winner. Born June 18th of 18.
Another single entry and automatic division champion, and sure, here's another one that sure deserves it. Bull with some added length and length of spine and length of hip, maintains enough shape and dimension down his top and up out of his hip. He's square off of both ends. Bull, I think, still gets out with some reach off of both ends. He too, we could rock that shoulder and that knee back into him just ever so slightly, but a bull that combines some of the things we've been looking for today. He's got that look, style, and balance with some added power. Still a bull that's got some flex off of both ends. High quality individual.
Your percentage Summer Yearling Champion Bull was awarded to 6341 BWD Boss for 2J Livestock, Casper, Wyoming. Entering the ring again, another automatic division champion, Junior Champion Bull, born in April 15th, 2018.
Boy, another really, really nice single entry and automatic division winner. Here's a junior yearling bull that sure brings a lot of good to the table. Some added foot size and bone, a bull that's got some shape and dimension, and boy, and with that, still maintains a really neat and unique look as far as what we look for in his show ring. Neck comes high at him. He's good out of his chest and his head and his neck, really square and true from his hooks to his pins. And when this guy gets implanted, I mean, he gives you an awfully good look. We set him into motion. I mean, we could change just ever so slightly just how he goes a little bit there off of his back end, but that's getting awfully critical and awfully good one that combines a lot of power, look, style, and balance and some flex off of both ends.
Thank you, Lydell. Your Grand Champion Junior Bull Division winner was 6342 SAG Ferdinand for G Squared Livestock, Callahan, Colorado. We'll now be bringing each of our division winners and reserve division winners back in for the selection of Grand Champion Percentage Bull. We will be taking pictures of the Percentage Bull before beginning the Full Blood Open Bull Show.
Well, folks, let's give all our Percentage Bull exhibitors a nice round of applause on an awesome set. Good group. We battled through some tough calf classes there, and then we got into some single entries, and sometimes you get into that, and you don't know what you're just going to get. But all three of these later single entry division winners are high quality bulls that sure bring a lot of good to the table. Just real quick, back through them. bull that wins that first division. Once again, we gave up just a little bit of power in that particular division to settle on a bull I thought that had the most structural integrity within that particular group. But with that, he also had probably, in my opinion, the most look and style and overall balance and symmetry, especially as when you view him from the side. And I think that bull's best days are yet to come, and I just love the way he's built from the ground up. The bull that wins that next division is one that is extremely awesome at the ground. He's square and true, and bull that, man, you set him into motion just like the bull in front of him. Man, you know, to me, once again, I really like evaluating these cattle when you set them into motion, because the way they handle their spine, the way they have the flex up in their upper hip, and the way they handle those shoulder blades and how they come at you and the way they go away from you. Boy, that bull just is awesome when you just view him when he's on the move. And then on the standstill, he gives you that unique look. A lot of shape, still that really good about his chest and his head and his neck. Just a high quality bull. Yeah, there's a few things. We could hook him up, a little bit better right in behind him shoulders if you're going to get ultra critical, but I think that's just due to age and maturity right now and body condition, and I like that he comes at us awfully fresh in relation to his age. Single entry fall bull there is one that I think is way intriguing. This bull here is way good at the ground, just like that bull right in front of him, so smooth in that shoulder back into that forerib. Still maintains an awesome, some added chest floor width, but with that he handles it so well. He's still good about his chest and his jaw line, and then coming back over his top, he hooks up really good in that hip loin juncture and square up out of that hip. And just with the amount of softness and added lower rib shape, I think that's intriguing about that bull. Maybe not just overly expressively muscled in that lower staffle region, maybe compared to a bull or two out here, but I think he's got more than enough, and a bull that just adds, once again, he's got that style, he's got that look, and then he's got that added mobility to go along with it. The bull that wins that summer division is a bull that's got some added length of body and length of hip. Compared probably to the two bulls in front of him. We want to change him just ever so slightly in the angulation of that shoulder and that knee. But a bull that's, to me, got that added look. He's got that added style. Maybe a little flatter in his muscle pattern, in regards to a couple other bulls out here. But a bull that's got still that look. He's still got that skeletal prowess as far as being square off of both ends. We just need to change that knee and shoulder just ever so slightly when you compare him to a couple other bulls out here. Junior yearling bull, a highly presented bull, and I sure like this guy awfully well. And a strong contender out here. Big-footed, nice bone, bounces up extremely well. Bull that still, I like in relation to his age. I really like the body condition he comes at us today. So good in that forerib back into that rear flank and square from hooks to pins. A bull that's got some added dimension down his top and up out of his hip. Balances up really nice. Maybe when we do set him into motion compared to a couple bulls out here, he comes up just a smidgen short, because this is a close decision out here. I mean, on some high quality bulls, but a bull that I sure like and I think is a strong, true contender out here. Guys, let's reward these guys with a nice round of applause, and we'll pick you a pair of champions. My compliments to the exhibitors.
Your grand champion percentage Aberdeen bull is entry 6336, HSR Mama Next Gen for Haley Hudlow, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Congratulations to entry 6340 SFR CSF Signal for Fanning Cattle Company, Harrodsburg, Kentucky as reserve champion percentage bull. And we'll take a picture break before beginning with the full-blood bull division, and I believe the order is correct for those of you in the back. beginning to think about the Supreme Champion exhibit. That will follow the selection of the Grand Champion Full Blood Bull as is printed in your program. So for those of you with the percentage animal champions from yesterday, that's kind of where you'd ought to be ready. Again, in the back, we'll have the Supreme Champion percentage exhibit selected after the selection of the Grand Champion Full Blood Bull. Again, after Full Bloods will be our selection of both Supreme exhibits. Welcome back here to the arena. We've begun the Full Blood Open Bull Show here today with a Summer Bull calf born May 31st of 2019, a single entry, also automatic Full Blood Summer Bull calf champion.
What a really nice single entry here to get our full blood show going. Bull with some added dimension, no doubt. Big top, big hip, big and bold right through that center part of his body. Just a real efficient type of a guy. A bull that's got some added reach off of both ends. Just maybe on occasion, if you're going to get nitpicky, he could just handle those passers ever so slightly when he plants them down. But outside of that, a bull's got some added look and just worlds of dimension and power packed into a really, really nice package. High quality, automatic division winner, and surely deserving.
Your Full Blood Summer Bull Calf champion was 62-25 ILC Good Time Charlie 28 for Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Coming into the ring will be our late spring bull calves born in April of 2019. There are 2 entries in this class.
Another really nice duo of bulls here. Boy, here's a good, complete, well-balanced one to lead off this duo here. Good about of his shoulder, very good at the ground, reaches extremely nice off of both ends. Good in his lines, especially up that, down on his top and the way he hooks up in that hip-loin juncture. Tailhead lays good and tight in that body cavity. Got some added dimension, balances up good in that fore rib back to that rear flank. Just a bull that has some look, style, and balance with some added power. Just a good, complete individual to win this particular class. Bull coming in second is one that's, just probably gives up just a little bit of that internal dimension and overall length of that one that wins. But Bull still has some skeletal quality. He's really unique up through the front 1/3 of his body. Still maintains some added reach off of both ends. Just doesn't quite have that internal dimension and skeletal width as our lead bull, but 2 nice individuals.
Thank you, Lydell. First place did go to 63-37 HIC Rooster Cogburn for Hickamore Hill, Goochland, Virginia. In second was 62-27 WDL Logan 910G for W Diamond Livestock, Roswell, New Mexico. Coming into the ring will be a single entry spring bull calf calved in March of 2019.
Another single entry March bull here that, sure got a lot of qualities as far as that look. I love how that neck comes high out of those blades, and he's got some length of body and some length of spine. It balances up really nice. He's really good in his lines. A bull that still has enough reach off of both ends. We could change just ever so slightly. I mean, we could get just a little bit more go off of that back end. But, man, he's square and wide when you get up on top of him, and right in behind him comes at us in a nice fresh package. Just a good, complete, attractive bull that's got some added skeletal width.
First place was 6228 SJH Stuckey for Hinkle Livestock, Burns, Wyoming. Now coming into the ring will be our February Junior Bull calves. It is a single entry.
Well, here's another single entry. Here's the bull just loaded with red meat, very wide from front to rear, big top and big hip, bowled right through that center part of his body. Still maintains some added look. Sure, we could stretch him out up through that front end if you want to get nitpicky, but still a bull that's got so much added width and with the base. With that, though, however, when we watch him from the ground up, he wants to get a little bit wide, but he's one of those bulls. He's got so much dimension and he's so skeletal wide. He comes outside of himself ever so slightly, but sometimes when you build them that wide, they're going to have to walk that wide. Good high quality individual.
Class winner was 6229 WWW Genovi 92G for Cassie Wells, Dodge City, Kansas. We'll now be picking our full-blood junior, bull calf champion, and reserve.
As we get ready here to select our second division in our full blood bull show, it had nice three individuals out here competing as far as our class winners in one respective second. The bull that leads off this division is one that's, surely from the ground up. I mean, he's the one to tie into as far as that regard is concerned. I mean, he's very square and true in the way he gets out and goes. He's flat-shouldered. He's good through his chest and his neck. He's good up out of his lines, maintains enough width and dimension from front to rear. Just a bull that I think just has a tremendous worlds of balance and eye appeal with plenty of skeletal width. A really flashy bull comes out of that March class bull that's really wide down his top and up out of his hip. hip. Maybe want to drop that rear flank just ever so slightly. And like we said, we could just change him just the way he plants those hind legs when you set him into motion. But a bull that offers a lot of unique look and skeletal width. The wide power bull wins that third class. A bull that's got a tremendous amount of skeletal width, the pack with a lot of red meat, big top and big hip and big bodied and bold, a lot of just tremendously wide from the ground up. But with that, we could change him, just give him just a little bit more mobility and flex off of both ends. And to me, our division champions are standing right out here. And the bull I think you got to tie into is just far as completeness and style and balance and athleticism is our young bull. He's going to be our division champion. The bull that wins our third class will be our reserve division champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations does go to 6237 HIC Brewster Cogburn for Hickamore Hill Farm, Goochland, Virginia. Your reserve Junior Bull Calf champion was 6229 WWW Giovanni 92G for Cassie Wells, Dodge City, Kansas. Entering the ring will be a single entry Winter Bull calves calved in November of 2018.
Just another really high quality single entry here. Here's a bull that's got some added smoothness and balance, especially on a standstill. I love the flatness down his top and up out of his hip. Still maintains some skeletal width. Boy, he's soft and good in that forerib back into that rear part of that rib cage design. Still maintains enough shape and dimension down of his top. A bull, that I think when you set him into motion, I think he's got some added reach off of both ends. We could just change it a little bit. Gets out here on soft ground, just wanting to lock them pasterns just ever so slightly. I think that's getting awfully critical on a bull that's still got some added reach off of both ends. Love the balance and natural softness within that guy.
First place is 6230 TCS Supreme 9061F for Tummings Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Another single entry is Senior Bull Calves born September 2018.
Another really nice single entry here. Long bodied, long hip bull. It's still good at his way. His shoulder lays nice and tight into his body cavity, good up out of his chest and his neck. We might change him just ever so slightly from his hook bones back and just the way he drives those hind legs. But a bull, you like that added smoothness at the base of that shoulder and that added length and body and length of hip. We'll give him a little closer evaluation. We'll get both of these bulls back out here for our division champion.
First place was 6231 UF My Opinion Matters 42F for the University of Findlay, Findlay, Ohio. We'll now be bringing both first place bull winners out for the selection of full-blood senior bull calf champion and reserve.
Nice pair of bulls within this particular division. The lead November bull, the younger bull within this particular duo, is a bull that, boy, you just got to like that overall balance and symmetry that he possesses, the natural swoop and curvature to that lower part of that rib cage, and he explodes back in a nice explosive hip and carries it down low good about of his chest and his neck. Just really like that about him. You know, you set him in motion like we talked about. He's got some good reach off of both ends. Yeah, we could on occasion, you know, he wants to just kind of, but he's got good set to that pattern, and on the standstill he sits it back down good into himself, but just on occasion, you know, and sometimes you get cattle on concrete then back on soft ground, and sometimes that happens, but just I think a bull that's still plenty good enough from the ground up, but love the balance and symmetry and look in that one. Young man's higher performing bull that comes out of that next class is one that's got, like I said, got some added length of body and some length of hip, maybe flattens out a little bit more in his muscle shape from his hooks to his pins and comes down. A bull that within relation to his frame and his length of body, we could have a little bit more drop to that lower that rear flank and just a little more arch to that lower part of that rib cage. He too, we could change him just the way he handles those hind legs when you set him into motion. For me, within this particular duo, I think you know, to me, just settling on the bull that's got a little more style, a little more balance and overall symmetry. But young lady's bull that wins the first class should be our division champion. Young man's bull will be our reserve.
6230 TCS Supreme 9061F from Temmings Cattle Company is the full-blood senior bull calf champion, followed by our reserve 6231 UF My Opinion Matters 42F for the University of Findlay, Findlay, Ohio. We'll now be bringing another single entry in, also full-blood summer yearling bull champion, born May of 2018. Apparently that May bull is a scratch, so that bull is not here. So if we could go on into our March and April 2018 Class 509 bulls, that would be what's next. There are 3 entries in this class with the age range of March 1st through April 19th, 2018. Again, spring yearling bulls. The other 2 are scratches, is that right? So entry 6236 and 6235, I've been told, are scratches as well. So we just have the single entry in the ring born March 1st of 2018. This will also be an automatic division winner, full blood junior champion bull.
Just a high quality bull that ends up being a single entry and sure deserving a division winner here at just a tremendous bull from the ground up. Bullet sits back good in those pasterns. He gets out and got some added reach, some boldness right through that forerib, back in that rear flank. Good up out of his lines. That shoulder lays good and tight in that body cavity, but still maintains enough chest floor width. He's got enough spread when you get in behind him, carries that muscle deep down into that twist in that lower part of that stifle. And with all that, still maintains an attractive look from the side. My compliments to this young lady's bull on a high quality individual.
6234 is our class winner, AVR Dominator for Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. Again, he was also the full-blood junior champion bull. We'll now be going into our senior yearling bull division. I believe we have a single entry born September of 2017.
Another really nice single class winner here, a bull that sure adds some added value as far as that look standpoint and its squareness and flatness down his top and up out of his hip. A bull, when a young lady gets in park, gives you an awfully good look from the side. Still balances up well enough. I mean, we could blow him apart just ever so slightly in that forward if you want to get ultra critical. But he's got some spread over that loin edge and some shape and turn to that loin, and to me, you get down and he carries it good deep into that lower part of that stifle, stands on really square off of both ends and still maintains some foot size and some bone. Just a high quality individual that has some added look and squareness and power.
First place was 6238 UF Smokin' Jack 37E for the University of Findlay, Ohio. Entering the ring, another single entry, Alta Aries BIL 86E, born May of 2017.
Another really nice single entry here. Here's a good bull from the ground up. He gets out and reaches extremely nice off of both ends. Bull, it's got some added dimension in that turn to that lower part of that rib cage. Bull still maintains some skeletal width and some dimension. Carries that muscle deep and down low into that lower part of that stifle and that twist. Sure like that about him. Good about of his head and his jawline and his throat latch. Really clean and chiseled up. Carries that really good up out of his chest floor. Well, we could elevate him ever so slightly in his pins and just square him up and power him up just a little bit more from his hooks to his pins if you want to get ultra critical. But a bull that you got to admire from the ground up, an athletic, smooth-made bull with some added power.
6240 was our class winner, Alta Aries BIL 86E for Big Island Lowlines, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and Gundarosa, Kingsbury, Texas. We'll now be bringing both of our class winners in for the selection of full-blood, senior yearling champion bull, and reserve.
Nice pair of bulls here competing here for our senior champion. Two bulls I think are very good at the ground. Two bulls that got some added body dimension. Young lady's black bull, it's got an advantage in foot size and bone and maybe just sharpness and squareness from his hooks to his pins. Still lays good in that shoulder, back into that forerib, enough for me. A bull that's got some added turn to that lower part of his rib cage and really chiseled about his chest and his head and his neck. Bull, when she gets implanted, gives you an awfully good square look from the side. The red bull that wins that next class is one, he too, boy's good at the ground, gets out and reaches really good. He too is really clean and chiseled about his chest and his throat latch. A bull maybe gets a little flatter up over his, right in behind his shoulders, maybe narrows up just ever so slightly more at his pins. We talked about we could just blow him up and square him up just a little bit more in that regard. For me, in this really nice duo of high quality bulls, there's a little bit more power and foot size and squareness. The young lady's black bull, she's going to be our division champion. Red bull will be our reserve.
Your full-blood senior yearling champion was UF Smokin' Jack 37E for the University of Findlay, Ohio. In reserve, it was 6240 Alta Aries BIL 86E for Big Island Lowlines, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and Gundarosa, Kingsbury, Texas. We'll now be bringing our division champions and reserves in for the selection of Grand and Reserve full-blood bull.
Well, folks, as we're getting closer to winding down the show, let's give all our full-blood bull exhibitors a nice round of applause on an awfully good set. Like I said before, compliments to the breeders and exhibitors on such a high-quality set. And, once again, it's a National Western Stock Show. Everybody brings the best they got to town. And so that's what anytime you accept a judging job out here, you're going to have to make tough decisions, and you're going to see a lot of good cattle. You go back real quickly through our division champions, single entry and automatic division, world of mass and power and body mass in that particular individual, a bull, and with that comes maybe just a little coarser made as compared to a couple bulls right behind him. But man, I think that guy, if you're looking to add some softness and dimension and power into your cow herd, that's the guy you can sure tie into. A little different style. A bull comes next, a bull that's really good at the ground, maybe a little more refined in his overall features as far as his foot size and bone, maybe just a little flatter in his muscle pattern compared to the two bulls on either side of him. But he's a high quality bull that has a lot of balance and symmetry and look and athleticism. I think it's an awfully high quality individual. Fall bull is one that adds some unique features as far as that sharpness and squareness out of his hip. Carries it down low into that twist and that stifle. He's just really bold in that forerib and in that rib cage design, natural softness, and a bull that adds a very unique look out here in this particular lineup. And still, I think, maintains enough reach and added flexibility off of both ends. Bull that wins that next division is one that sure puts a lot of good things together. He's smooth in the way that he's built. He ties, for a big bull, he ties into himself extremely well at the point of those blades, right into that first part of the spine. He hooks up really good in that hip loin juncture. I love the way his tail head sits really good into his body cavity. Very good in his forerib back, and his rear flank balances up extremely nice. Still, with that added power that he's got, gets out and moves extremely nice. And I think you get behind him, he's not as just overly massively muscled express. He's got a tremendous amount of volume of muscle. He's full from that hooks to his pins, carries it down into that lower stifle. And so for me, a bull that has some added soundness and look and style and balance and natural softness. Bull that wins that senior division, very square-made bull. A bull that's very big-footed and big bone. A bull that I think's got some spread over his top. Maybe not quite as smooth as far as the bull in the way that he's built as far as the big bull that's right in front of him, but a bull that I like his squareness. I like he still has some good reach off of both ends. A bull that has some added look. Maybe for me, just want to make him a little bit more three-dimensional when you compare him to the bull right in front of him, but a bull that I think is awfully good. Folks, let's reward these exhibitors for a nice set and nice lineup of full-blood bulls, and we'll pick you a pair of champions.
Your Grand Champion Full Blood Bull is awarded to entry 6234 AVR Dominator for Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho. Congratulations. Your reserve champion bull is entry 6230, TCS Supreme 9061F, for Tummings Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. We'll now be taking a brief photo break before going ahead and selecting our Supreme Champion exhibits in both the percentage and full blood division, then followed by our group classes. I think we're about ready for our selection of Percentage Supreme Champion exhibit, which would be our Supreme Heifer, Cow Calf Pair and Bull, and I'll introduce those as they come in. Our Grand Champion Percentage Heifer from yesterday's show was entry 6311, DCS Farah 2F for Miranda Morgan, Utah. Our Grand Champion Percentage Full-Blood Cow-Calf Pair was entry 6315, SAG Radio Annie for G-Squared Livestock, Callahan, Colorado. And our Grand Champion Percentage Bull was entry 6336, HSR Mama Next Gen for Haley Hudlow, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Well, folks, soak this in. I mean, boy, this right here is impressive. As far as you breeders and exhibitors, like I said earlier, and when I started yesterday, it was an honor and a privilege to come out here to Denver and evaluate your cattle. And I take a lot of pride in whenever I get asked to judge and evaluate cattle. Where I came from and where I'm at in this cattle industry it is a humbling experience, and you got to have a lot of respect from your peers to ever be asked to judge any of these national shows. And so to me that's always quite humbling. And so where I came from in a small town in Central Texas, and being able to evaluate cattle on the biggest stage in the country is such an honor and a privilege. And so I take it with an extreme amount of gratitude, and because, guys, simply put, I know what it takes to come and exhibit cattle here. I've done it for 20 plus years. I've been involved. I was telling some friends from Texas at the steer show, man, I've been working and fitting cattle, gosh, since I was 7 years old, and have been hard at it since I was 17 and got out of high school and through college. And so my compliments to the exhibitors. I mean, this is a tough industry. It's a competitive industry, but boy, there's a lot of fellowship and camaraderie, and we are all tight family, guys. But back to these cattle. This is impressive. I think for you guys here in this particular breed, because these three individuals, in my mind, and I know I was asked to judge these last 2 days, but I think all three of these individuals, from the heifer to the cow-calf pair to our bull, in my opinion, walking away from this show, in my mind, I think these cattle are elite for your breed. That they're the kind that I like. All of these guys out here, they are sound, they are functional, they got some look, they got enough added width and dimension and to go into that skeleton. And I think all three of these individuals, we got an aged cow here that's come back and done a lot of good. They were telling me yesterday, and for her at her age to keep coming back and doing it, I think we got a heifer up here that I think fits the mold. I mean, she can sure handle some competition with in some other breeds, being that sound and that square and that flat shouldered and that attractive, still have enough body mass and power. The bull, I think, is extremely unique. Here's a guy that's so good at the ground and moves so nicely and bounces up good. And guys, I simply put, I don't think that we hadn't seen the best out of this guy yet. I think this guy's best days are still yet to come. And so that to me, I think he's extremely unique in this particular lineup as well. But folks, reward yourself with a nice round of applause on an awesome set of percentage Aberdeen cattle, and I'll go out here in my mind and pick you a supreme individual.
Congratulations, DCS Farah, 2F, your Supreme Champion Full Blood exhibit from Miranda Morgan, Morgan, Utah. Entering the ring represent our full-blood champions, females from yesterday. Our first one in the ring would be entry 6223, TCS Patience, 5A4F for Tummins Cattle Company. Our grand champion full-blood cow from yesterday, entry 6224, ILC Loaded with Pearls for Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. And our grand champion full-blood bull from just a minute ago is TCS Supreme 9D61F, Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. The champion bull in here in the ring is entry 6234, AVR Dominator for Archer Valley Ranch, Priest River, Idaho.
Once again, guys, soak it in. Boy, here's three impressive individuals representing your full-blood show. Let's give these guys just a tremendous round of applause. Like I said, I don't want to keep talking. Anytime my girls ever watch me judge it, they always say that I talk too much. But one thing I do take pride in, and I hope I did it for you guys the last 2 days, is really try to get up here on this mic and explain my decisions and why I place things from first all the way through last. And I think that's key for any guy that or gal that gets an opportunity to judge any of these shows. And like I said, I I take this with a lot of pride and a lot of humility. But I came out here both days and tried to work hard for you guys and give you as good an evaluation as I possibly can, because anytime I exhibit, that's what or bring cattle into a ring, that's the same thing that I want back in the guy or gal that gets to sort those cattle. Guys, this is an impressive lineup. I'm not going to lie, that last decision was hard, and this one is too. I mean, these are great. These are for me, it's very pleasing to see these champions come back out here and fit what I like and the style of cattle that I try to replicate back home. That heifer that wins that show, or to me, I just think is really unique in her squareness and the way that she's built. I still think that one gets out and goes nicely. She's just so square and so proportional, and for me, back into that show, I had a hard time just wrecking her apart as far as finding some things wrong with that one. She could, for bred or whatnot, you could just loosen her up ever so slightly in her hip if you wanted to get picky. But boy, I thought that one was good. We had a single entry cow, and I think these guys here, and I told the young man there showing the calf yesterday, he brought a lot of good cattle out here today, and my compliments to him, and or the last 2 days, and in a very, very tough show. But that cow-calf pair is good. I mean, she's good at the ground. She gets out and goes, and you can see the power that she replicates in that strong bull calf that she had at her side. Young lady's bull that just won here moments ago, I thought in that particular show he elevated to the top pretty easy for me. That bull is sound. That bull is long. He's smooth. He's good. There's no doubt, and just like I said about the previous bull in the percentage show, I think that bull's got a lot of unique features that add a lot of quality to this breed. Guys, it'll be the last time I grabbed a mic, and you won't have to listen to me talk anymore. But it's certainly been an honor and a privilege, and my compliments to all you breeders on an outstanding show. Let's give these guys and give yourselves another round of applause, and I'll go pick you another Supreme.
Congratulations, your Supreme Champion Full-Blood Exhibit, TCS Patience 5A4F for Tummings Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. We do have the groups yet to do, so we'll be beginning with Get of Sire. It looks like we are supposed to have 3 entries in our Get of Sire. That would be 3 animals by 1 sire, both sexes represented. Alrighty, the Supreme Full Blood, I've been told, is also in the National Aberdeen sale, which is, again, this afternoon at 2:30. The Livestock Center Auction Arena, or 2 o'clock rather. So if you could go out and bid up on the Supreme Champion Female, as well as all the other entries in the national sale beginning at 2 p.m. Another announcement as well, Additionally, the Grand Champion Percentage Bowl has been added to the national sale, and the Reserve Champion Full Blood Bowl is also in the national sale. So again, 2 p.m., Livestock Center Auction Arena. Brad, did you scratch or get a sire? Okay, we're good with these two groups in our get a sire division. First place in our Get of Sire division is Score Livestock, Willistone, North Dakota. Second place, Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. We should have two produce of dam entrants if they both arrived. Tummins Cattle and Idaho Livestock. Maybe just one? I'm not sure. Yeah, the other one's coming. They're getting them. She's out there. Does anyone know if Idaho Livestock is coming that's in the back? Yeah, they're still coming. They're coming. First place does go to Tummings Cattle Company. Second place goes to Idaho Livestock. We will also have 2 of these same entries in our best 6 head division. Madeline, is that your entry in the back, right? Okay. Our Best 6 Head Award does go to Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. In second place, Madeline Gable, Lafayette, Colorado. And in third, Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Colorado. Congratulations and thank you for such a wonderful show.